Hi, I'm Kay.
And I'm Ruth.
We've been married 53 years. The first time I met Ruth was, she was coming into a classroom in El Monte, California. She was a pianist for the choir that I was going to direct.
And when I walked into the classroom, I just noticed that all the girls were gathered around him. He was kind of interviewing them to see what parts they would sing. But it took him quite a while to notice me, but I was the pianist. And eventually he did. Well, it took a while for me to know that this was the man I wanted to marry and spend the rest of my life with. You know, I was kind of young and impressionable. He'd seen a lot more of the world than me, and he'd been exposed to all kinds of music, which he exposed me to. Go to the Hollywood Bowl for the cheap tickets and things like that for our dates. But I did have this feeling right at the very beginning, like, this is it. This is the one. But then, of course, after that, it took me a while to actually think it through and know for sure.
The process for me was very different than that. She was much younger, of course, and so the first thing I had to consider was, this is a younger girl. Now you wouldn't even be allowed to do this, but back then I had to go through the process of going to her parents and asking them if they would consider letting me take her out on a date, and that was part of the process of coming to the conclusion that this was the one. Well, everything has changed in dating and marriage today. And in fact, most people just date and then they begin to live together and start having a relationship. Our process was altogether different. We took our time, we got to know the parents and other siblings in the family, and we spent time, and it was a deep consideration, because at the end of it, there was going to be a covenant to each other.
And it seems like today, the attitude is, let's just try it for a while, you know, live together or whatever. Let's try it for a while, see if it works out. If we get married, we have to go through the whole process of divorce, and so let's just try it for a while. But the commitment is just not there.
And it leaves a hole today in so many couples that try these in and out relationships. Their lives are never complete again. Ruth, how did you put up with me for 53 years?
It took a lot of patience, actually.
Oh, come on.
No, it takes patience on both parts, but I've always tried to make myself turn this around when we have a conflict and look at it how he might be looking at it, instead of just my perspective, which would be really one-sided.
All families have problems. You know, it's no matter who you are, I'm convinced you're going to have problems. And so it's just a matter of determining you are going to work through those problems. And you're going to take consideration for both sides, but mostly for your mate's side, not your own. Because selfishness is motivating us in the wrong direction. And yet, we all struggle with that.
And it doesn't mean that it's over. When you're married 53 years, you're still going to have some little conflicts, and you just need to work them through.
It'll take her a little while to realize that I'm right, you see. In spite of difficult times and trying situations, divorce never was an option for me. I had made a covenant to her and to the Lord that this would be my wife. And I had to remind myself of that covenant periodically.
You get mad at each other once in a while.
Oh, yes.
It might cross your mind, but not really. Not seriously.
Never to the point of ever leaving each other. Or even being gone overnight, you know, or taking off like that. Sometimes a little separation, try to work things out in my office. But divorce was never an option.
The thing I would always go to, if I got to the point I didn't know what to do, if we were having some little conflict, was I just have to pray about it. And I just knew that at that point there was nothing I could do, or I didn't know what to do, and so I would just let the Lord take care of it, and it always worked out for the best in a way that I might not have even thought of myself.
Primary advice that's given to couples that are struggling in their marriage relationship is go to a counselor. But actually, my advice is, first of all, go to the Lord and ask for help. Ask to see the problem through your mate's eyes and begin to look at the whole situation and evaluate how you can improve or change the situation. Not only that, I think it's imperative that we have this personal belief in God and a personal trust in God. And this trust in God carries over in the relationship to a trust in each other.